what we do, right? It's very important also for course purposes as well.
Of course, and your growth started right here
Exactly.
at Villa Colombo, where we are today with Marco Bonofiglio and Patrizio Serafini dello Specchio. Marco è il primo italo-canadese. He's the first Italian-Canadian coach to coach a foreign national team. It's amazing the growth that you've gone through in this process and how you reached it. So you started here at Centro Scuola.
It's incredible to be here. I think the last time I was here was a youth through Centro Scuola to Alberto Giaguari. The opportunity, and that sort of was the start of the international career as a player, traveling to Italy and having those opportunities. So it's amazing to be here, obviously in this building. There's a lot of good memories, great memories. But yeah, it's very exciting. Obviously that title is something that means a lot to me. Born here in Toronto, having a chance now to coach an international team and being the first person to do that, for me, it's an honor and a privilege.
And it's an honor for us to say that we know you, Marco, that you came up from La Gavetta, as they say here, and now you're coaching a national team. You started in Italy with Bollini, who is your mentor, if I'm not mistaken, and good friend.
Good friend, yes.
Yeah. And now you're in Guyana, but before that you were the under-17 coach. And they saw that spark in you, and what is the objective of this Guyana team under your leadership?
Yeah, we definitely have. So you look at the Nations League now that we're in. The objective there is to win the Nations League and return back to League A. When you look at the qualification of the Gold Cup, that's the second major objective. And then, as we spoke before, the World Cup winning 64 teams. Obviously, it's always an objective to qualify for the World Cup. So now, especially that you mentioned, not only did he mentor me as a player, but also as a coach as well. He was here and he was mentoring me as a player. Now, if you look 30 years later, Alberto's the first assistant to an Italian national team, and I'm a coach with the national team. So it's quite special that you get me and Alberto 30 years later, both at national teams at the highest level.
Yeah, it is. It's a wonderful feeling to know that you've made it there. Your style of play, how is this Guyana team built to play?
Yeah, we sort of saw it a bit with the under-17s, where it was a highly aggressive, high-pressure sort of team. The importance is to feel the opponents and make them understand that we're here as a team that's going to be very disruptive. We're not going to let you play the style that you want to play. Everybody who's seen me coach knows that I have a very aggressive style, and as I was explaining earlier, now we want to get into the moments where we're observing the transitions and making us realize that the transitions are a very important part of soccer. And having that Italian sense in me, I know everybody feels that it's a defensive play, but it's not. It's just understanding how important the game is now without the ball. And I think that's going to be an important piece that we have to build that structure in Guyana. And I think that's only going to make us stronger.
And we've seen how Spain's coach started in the under-17, 23, then won everything leading up to the Nazionale, which is sort of like your role model. You went under the 17, now you're in the Nazionale, and that's the way that it should be in soccer, because we've seen the Nazionale with Baldini, which I thought was a great move, and now we're going back to Mancini, who, although talented coach, should we have stuck with Baldini and the under-19?
When you look at dello, it's a special case, right? And I believe in that process as well, because he had the luxury of having all those players throughout the process of different stages. So when you look at his wins in the U19 World Cup, U21 World Cup, then he goes to the first team, he wins Nations League, he wins the European Cup, and now he wins the World Cup. He's basically, we can say, won it all. And you look at the beauty of that is he's known the players from those younger stages and now seen them grow to the first team. I don't think it can write a better story than that, but everybody's got their own stage, and I think for De La Fuente that was the process that it's a miracle story, you can say. Not many people have had that type of career. And if you look at, obviously, my mentor Bollini, he's been with the 17s, he's been with the 19s, he's been with the 20s. So for him now, he understands the players that are coming through at the next level with the Italian national team first team as well. So I think that's one of the reasons why his input is so important. Alongside, obviously, he's a great tactician, and relationships matter very much. So I think it's a perfect pairing of Mancini and Bollini.
Yes, and Bollini had been nominated prior to Mancini leaving, so it's obvious that there's something there that Mancini appreciates about Bellini, as we all do. He's a winner. We've met him a few times. What's next, Marco? You have the Nations Cup B in October in Dominica.
So the Nations League, I'll be leaving in a couple weeks for Guyana. It's always good to do a couple of scouting camps there so we can see what talent's coming up in the Guyana leagues. From there, we will travel to Dominica. Our first 2 games will be against Puerto Rico and the Cayman Islands, and then the next 2 games against Dominica, and then the final 2 will be against Cayman Islands and Puerto Rico. So if you look, I'm not saying that the other games aren't important, but you look at game 1 and you look at game 6 against probably the highest ranking team, Puerto Rico, those will be major tests for us. And then obviously the winner of that group that proceeds to the World Cup. So there's an important process that's happening here. I'm excited. I've been talking to the players constantly, and everybody's excited for this opportunity because they know what lies ahead.
And you have some talented players. You have Dwayne De Rosario's son with you. And you have a central midfielder who's 2 meters tall. Center defender, sorry.
He was with us with the U20s, Shabazz Walker. Very important piece of the puzzle at 19 years old. Great composure, plays with Ipswich. So he'll be there, hopefully, assuming that everybody's injury-free. Hopefully it stays like that. Osazi De Rosario, obviously a special relationship with him. I've played with his dad, Dwayne De Rosario. A great relationship there. And Osazi's been very much, how do you say it, I guess, escalating to that level where he's feeling more comfortable with the national
like a leader of the team.
Exactly. Our last camp, we won 2 games, and having 5 goals for, he scored all 5. So reaching top form, you can say, and at the right time. So it's a special relationship with him, as I spoke to him a couple of weeks ago, and he's looking forward to it.
Good. Marco, we hope to see you in Dominica. Maybe we'll come down in September and come see you and come see the games.
The tickets are there, so whenever you're there.
Thank you. And thank you for always being available to talk to us. SuperCalcio friends are proud of you. I know John Groh is. He's a Juventus president and schoolmate, I believe.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so he knew you were coming and he wanted to say hello. And on behalf of SuperCalcio, thank you, Marco, for always being available, and hope to see you at the World Cup.
Absolutely. Thank you for everything, and I hope to see you not only at the World Cup, but before that, and we'll definitely stay connected.
Thank you, Marco. Ciao.
Thank you.